Welcome to Wisdom Uploaded. Today we're tackling, well, a really critical metric for anyone doing business online. Return on ad spend, ROAS.
That's right. It sounds simple, but understanding ROAS in, say, 2025 is way more complex than it used to be. Getting it right, that's key for growth.
Definitely. So before we get into the weeds, let's just quickly lay the foundation. What's the basic formula we're talking about here?
Yeah, the core idea is pretty straightforward. It's just your revenue divided by your ad spend. So like you put $1,000 into ads and those ads bring in $4,000 in sales. Your ROAS is 4.0x.
Okay. $4 back for every $1 spent. Simple enough.
Exactly. And our goal here today is really to give you a clear framework for figuring out what a good ROAS actually means for your business right now.
Okay, let's unpack that because, everyone gets the basic math, but what they really want to know is the benchmark. Platforms are smarter, competition's fierce. What ROAS should people be aiming for in 2025?
Right, that's the million-dollar question. We're seeing some pretty clear tiers emerging. First up, you've got like 2x ROAS. If you're hitting 2x consistently, you're probably hovering around break even on that first purchase.
Just breaking even.
Yeah, or maybe even losing a bit depending on your costs. This really only works if you have super thin margins and just need volume. Or, and this is crucial, if you have really strong upsells or know your customer lifetime value, your LTV, is high.
Okay, so 2x is kind of the baseline, maybe even risky.
Unless you have that back-end value, yes. Then there's the middle ground, kind of the sweet spot for many, 3x to 4x ROAS. This is where most profitable DTC brands, small businesses with decent margins, like 60-70%, tend to aim. It shows you're making money right off the bat.
That sounds more like the comfort zone.
It's a healthy place to be. And then you have the top tier, 5x ROAS or higher. Hitting 5x plus, that's exceptional. It usually means you've got something really working for you, amazing creative, a super optimized funnel, or maybe a product with a high average price point, a high AOV.
5 times sounds great.
Yeah.
But you mentioned context. This is where it gets interesting, right? Why is figuring out a good number so much trickier now than, say, 5 years ago?
It really comes down to the customer journey. It's just not linear anymore.
How so?
Well, think about it. Privacy changes, people using multiple devices. A single purchase might involve 5, maybe 10 interactions. They see an ad on Meta, then search on Google, maybe click an email link later.
Right, it's messy.
Exactly. The platform might only give credit to that last click, but what about the first few ads that got them interested? So your initial campaign ROAS might look, frankly, disappointing.
Even if the ad did its job.
Precisely. Even if it was the vital first step. That simple ROAS calculation can be misleading. So what counts as good really depends on your specific business and how you track the whole journey.
Okay, that complexity leads us right into the different factors. It's obviously not one size fits all. A sauce company versus a coffee brand. Totally different ROAS targets.
Totally different. Let's start with industry. This sets the stage immediately. Think about supplements or skincare. They often have high ROAS potential because people buy again and again. High LTV potential there.
Makes us repeat purchases.
Yeah. But then look at fashion. Huge competition, often high return rates. That usually means a lower initial ROAS is more common, even expected.
Okay.
And B2B is another world. You might spend, say, $500 on ads just to get a demo booked for $10,000 software. That initial ROAS looks tiny, maybe 1x.
But the long-term value is huge.
Exactly, if they stay for years. The real ROAS is massive. So the target has to match the sales cycle and the product itself.
And another big one you mentioned, product margins. This feels obvious, but I think people confuse high ROAS with high profit sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. It's probably the most common mistake we see.
Yeah.
ROAS measures revenue versus ad spend. It says nothing, literally nothing about your profit. You could have a fantastic 5x ROAS and still be losing money if your cost of goods is too high. Like if you sell a $20 item that costs you $15 to make and ship, you've only got $5 margin. You'd need a crazy high ROAS, maybe 7x, 8x, just to cover overhead.
Whereas a high-margin product gives you more breathing room.
Exactly. Sell a $200 product that costs you $40. That's a $160 margin. Suddenly, a 3x ROAS feels pretty comfortable, leaving plenty for operations and actual profit. Profitability is the goal, not just a big ROAS number.
So true. Now, you touched on it, but the biggest blind spot seems to be customer lifetime value, LTV. Can we dive deeper there?
Yeah.
Especially with attribution being so murky now.
Yes, let's really hammer this home. LTV is Well, it's almost everything in the long run, only tracking the first sale. It's like reading chapter 1 and judging the whole book.
Good analogy.
The real power of ads is building that loyal customer base. Okay, let's use a classic example. Imagine you spend $30 on ads, you get a new customer, they buy a $50 product. Your ROAS, it's just 1.6x.
It's pretty bad on the surface.
Terrible. Most people would panic, turn off the campaign, it's not working. But
Oh.
what if you know from your own data that customers like this usually spend another $250 over the next 6 months?
Oh, okay.
Now, that initial $30 ad spend actually brought in $300 total revenue. Your true ROAS is 10x.
Wow, huge difference.
Massive. That failing campaign is actually your profit engine. Not being able to track LTV properly means businesses are probably killing successful campaigns all the time.
That really reframes how you think about those top-of-funnel ads.
Right.
Okay, besides LTV, the actual platform used matters too, right? Where the ad shows up.
Oh, absolutely. Different platforms mean different user intent, and that directly impacts your expected ROAS. Think about Google search. That's high intent territory. Someone's literally typing buy red running shoes.
They're ready to buy.
Right. So the cost per click, the CPC, might be higher, but conversion rates are usually good too. Often leads to decent front-end ROAS. Then you have Meta, Facebook, Instagram, great for finding new people. Top of funnel, great for retargeting too, but you're interrupting them scrolling.
So the ad needs to grab them fast.
Instantly. Creative is king there. Initial ROAS might be lower. That's okay if it's part of the plan. TikTok. You can get cheap traffic, lots of volume, but it's super creative dependent, needs to feel native, very competitive space.
And YouTube.
YouTube is strong for like education, demonstrating more complex or high ticket stuff. People watching YouTube are often willing to invest a bit more time. You build trust.
So maybe a higher cost, but potentially higher value customers.
Often, yes. Higher AOV can come from YouTube, even if the reach costs more initially than, say, Meta.
Okay, that paints a clear picture of all the influences.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears now to action. For someone listening who feels stuck, maybe at that 2x or 3x level and wants to push higher, what are the top, say, 5 things they can actually do to improve ROAS in 2025?
Okay, yeah, let's get practical. Based on what works now, we've boiled it down to 5 key action steps. Number 1, and honestly maybe the most important, focus hard on your creative.
We hear this a lot.
And for good reason. If you ignore everything else, remember this. Creative is your biggest lever. Platforms reward engaging content. Boring ads, they just burn cash, full stop. You need to be using short videos, strong hooks in the first, 3 seconds, and user-generated content, UGC. It builds trust way better than polished brand ads these days.
Makes sense. People trust people. What's next?
Number 2 goes hand in hand with the privacy changes. Use your first-party data.
Own your data.
Exactly. Relying only on platform targeting is getting riskier. You need to build that email list. Make sure your pixel tracking is solid. Use your data people who visited your site, bought from you, to build custom audiences, lookalike audiences.
That insulates you a bit from platform changes.
Gives you a significant edge, yeah. You own that relationship.
Okay, but for a smaller team, robust first-party data sounds intimidating. Like you need a data scientist. How can they start simply?
Great point. Start simple. Make sure every landing page gives people a good reason to sign up for emails before buying. Use basic CRM tools or even just your email platform's tagging features. Tag people who abandoned carts. Tag people who bought once. Smart tagging is key, not necessarily a huge team.
Got it. Start small, tag smartly. What's number 3?
Number 3, moving down the funnel. Optimize your landing pages. You can have the best ad ever, driving cheap clicks.
But if the page doesn't convert,
Exactly. If it's slow, confusing, looks bad on mobile, your conversion rate plummets and your overall ROAS tanks. Pages need to load fast, instantly. Clear message. Mobile-first design is non-negotiable.
how fast is fast enough?
Honestly, if your page takes more than maybe 3 seconds on a phone, you're losing people. You're definitely losing money. Okay, number 4, retarget smarter. Don't just blast everyone who ever visited your site with the same ad. That's lazy and inefficient.
Segment them.
Yes. Segment based on what they actually did. Someone added to cart but didn't buy. Show them an urgency message, maybe a small discount. Someone watched 75% of your video ad but didn't click. Show them testimonials or more info.
Tailor the message.
Tailor it to their level of interest. It's much more effective. And finally, number 5, test your offers. Seriously, sometimes the biggest wins aren't from tweaking ad bids, but from changing the actual deal.
Like what?
Simple things. Test free shipping over a certain amount. Test bundling products. Pair a bestseller with something slower moving. Try a limited time discount. These kinds of offer tweaks can sometimes double your ROAS without changing anything else.
That's a really solid, actionable list.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up with some important nuance. We talked about benchmarks, 3x to 5x being good targets. But does every single campaign need to hit those numbers? When is a lower ROAS actually okay?
That's a crucial point. No, absolutely not every campaign needs a high ROAS. It completely depends on the goal of that specific campaign. Aiming for max ROAS on everything is actually pretty short-sighted.
How so?
Well, think about brand awareness campaigns. Their job is to get your name out there, build some trust with people who've never heard of you. They might intentionally only aim for 1x or 2x ROAS, maybe even less.
Because the goal isn't immediate sales.
Exactly. The goal is visibility, future recognition. You're making deposits in the trust bank, so to speak, or lead generation campaigns. Their main job is capturing emails or leads. The key metric isn't revenue, it's cost per lead. If you get an email for $5 and your list converts later, that campaign succeeded even if the immediate ROAS was 0.
Right, building the asset.
Yep. And top of funnel, TOF campaigns too. By definition, they're talking to colder audiences. They'll naturally have lower ROAS. Their success is measured by how well they warm people up for later, higher ROAS retargeting ads.
So you have to look at the whole journey.
Always look at the full funnel, not just one click or one transaction.
And just to really drive it home, remind us one more time, ROAS isn't profit.
Critically important, yes. Remember, ROAS, revenue ad spend. It does not include your product costs, shipping, payment fees, salaries, none of that.
So you need to track beyond ROAS for true business health.
Absolutely. You need to understand your profit on ad spend, POAS, which means factoring in all those costs. That requires, more sophisticated tracking. So really, to sum it all up, a good ROAS in 2025 isn't about chasing some magic number someone threw out there. It's about aligning your ROAS target with your specific goals, profitability, list growth, brand building, and knowing your margins and your LTV.
It's about what's right for your business strategy.
Precisely.
Okay, so our final thought for you listening is this. Focus on creating real value, build those smart connected funnels, and track things accurately. That tracking piece is probably the biggest challenge now in 2025, making sure you can actually connect the dots across platforms and time. You really need solid tools like Google Analytics 4, consistent UTM tracking everywhere, and proper attribution model setup so you're not flying blind to double counting. Accurate tracking is the absolute foundation.
Couldn't agree more. And if you find yourself struggling with that, especially trying to measure LTV accurately across different campaigns and platforms, which is tough, we invite you to connect with us at Digital Time Savers. We specialize in building out those tailored tracking solutions and strategies that align with your business goals, your funnel. We help you figure out what good ROAS truly means for you, and then we help you get there transparently and effectively. Let's help you stop guessing and start growing with confidence.